why not choose chaos? And the game definitely shows chaos for me. Hey friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Erin and I'm so excited that you decided to take time out of your day to spend with me because today we are doing something a little fun. So I am a longtime watcher of Becca from Becca and the Books. I will leave her channel linked below, but she has this TBR game that she plays, and last year and this year she is doing a spooky round. So I thought that I would use this game to pick out my October TBR. It just felt like a thing to do, you know? We are using Becca's Spookoplathon board to choose my October TBR. She has provided instructions that go along with each of the spaces and give you the full prompt. So this is going to be a long video. I already know this, so I'm just going to go ahead and head into it and keep the intro kind of short. But yes, make sure you check out Becca's announcement video in her channel. So let's go. Okay, y'all, so I have my laptop set up here and we're going to go through the spins, and I'll tell you as we go what happens. My plan here is to do 5 spins, and even though I know I usually put more on my TBR, I am leaving space for chaos because I feel like I am going to attract some chaos in this game, because if you roll a double you have to add a spin or add a book onto it. So I'm just going to start off with 5 and we'll see where that takes us because I don't want to do too much. So yeah, as you can see, I have my little board set up here that I printed out. I am just going to be using an eraser as my little mover thing because it's right here beside me. And I have my orange chance card sitting there. I've written some books on there that have been lingering on my TBR. And the purple cards are the community shelf cards, and they contain prompts for me to pick from. Okay, y'all, so we are ready for our first spin. Let's see what we get. Okay, we come out with a 7. Alrighty, so we have landed on the chance card. Of course we have, because we just need more chaos going on. Alrighty, so let's see what this chance card is going to give us. I am hoping that it's nice to me, but I don't even remember what I put on them if I'm being honest, you know? Let's see what we get. We have gotten spells, strings, and forgotten things. Okay. Fits the vibe of the season for sure. Spin number 1 landed us on the chance card, and we ended up picking spells, strings, and forgotten things by Breanne Randall. And this is actually an arc that I got from NetGalley not too long ago, and it is a March 2025 release. A young witch cursed with sacrificing memories to cast spells must decide how much she's willing to lose to save her town in this thrilling tale of magic, love, and self-discovery. So this is definitely a witchy romance, fall vibes, all that, and I'm really excited to get into this one. I enjoyed Breanne Randall's last book, which was The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic, so we'll see what happens with this one. Okay, moving on to our second spin. LOL, LOL, already chaos. Really? We got a 4 and we got a double, so we are adding another spin on, so that would be a total of 6 spins. And now we're moving on to our next spin, where we got 4 spaces, and that will lead us to the Leatherface space. So let's talk about that. Spin number 2 landed us on the Leatherface space, And the prompt for that is to read a book that features family as the main cast, a central theme, or core part of the plot. And for that one, I will be choosing one of my most anticipated releases of the year, and that is Immortal Dark by Tigest Girma. And this is starting to make the rounds in the book community, and I'm super excited to get to this one. And just a little bit about it. Orphaned heiress Kaiden Adane grew up far from the arcane society she was born into, where human bloodlines gain power through vampire companionship. When her sister June disappears, Kaiden is convinced a vampire stole her, the very vampire bound to their family, the cruel yet captivating Suseño Sagad. So in here, this is Black Vampires, this is Dark Academia, this is Real Enemies to Lovers, I hear, and I am super excited to finally be picking this up and reading it. Then number 3. I was holding my breath. That one scared me for a second. We got 11 spaces, okay? Okay, we can rock with 11. Spin number 3 gave us 11 spaces, so let's see where we end up next. You have got to be joking me. The Chaos Demons are here. We have another chance card. This time we got the Longest Autumn. It looks like I put some very seasonal things on the chance cards. Number 3, we got the chance card again because why not choose chaos? And the game definitely chose chaos for me. The chance card chose The Longest Autumn by Amy Avery. And this is for fans of Ariadne, a spellbinding debut fantasy about a human who gets trapped with the god of autumn, who brings with him life-threatening danger and a forbidden romance. Tyranny is one of 4 humans rigorously selected to usher the turn of the seasons into the mortal world. Every year she escorts the god Autumn between the godly and human realms. Autumn's seasonal stay among mortals brings cooler weather, changing leaves, and the harvest of apples and gourds until winter takes its place. This year, the enchanted mirror that separates their worlds shatter after Tyranny and Autumn pass through, trapping them both in the human realm. As the endless autumn stretches on, crops begin to fail and the threat of starvation looms. Away from the magic of the gods' home, Tyranny's debilitating headaches return with a vengeance. Worse, Autumn's extended stay in the human realm turns him ever more mortal and vulnerable, stirring a new forbidden attraction to Tyranny. While the priesthood scrambles to reassemble the mirror, Tyranny digs into the temple's secrets and finds an unlikely ally or enemy in the enigmatic sorcerer and master of poisons, Sidriel. Thrown into a world of mystery, betrayal, and espionage as she searches for the truth, might Tyranny lose her morals, her hard-earned position, and the illicit spark between her and Autumn? We'll have to read it to find out. Spin number 4. Bruh. Really? Really? 10 spaces. 7 total rolls. See, this is why I only wanted to do 5 spins to start out with. I knew chaos was gonna ensue. I knew it. All right, spin number 4. We have 10 spaces. Let's see where we end up this time. 10 spaces. Sorry. We have 10 spaces to move. And that lands us on the spooky space. So that's a little nicer. Spin number 4 landed us on the spooky space, and the prompt is anything that you would consider spooky. This can be a horror, a vampire book, or even something with an eerie cover. This prompt is solely open to your own interpretation. And for this, I will be going with Sign Here by Claudia Lux. This has been on my TBR for entirely too long, but I felt like it was just wrong to read this outside of October. This book is only meant to be read in October, in my opinion. So that's why I haven't picked it up yet. It's a darkly humorous, surprisingly poignant, and utterly gripping debut novel about a guy who works in hell, literally, and is on the cusp of a big promotion if only he can get one more member of the wealthy Harrison family to sell their soul. And it just sounds like it's my thing. It's gonna be a little funny, a little spooky, a little weird, but not scary. My brain. Well, we got a theme here. All these red, black, and white books. That's cute. Spin number 5. Okay, 5 spaces. We are safe from another double. We're moving 5 spaces. Spin number 5. We have 5 spaces to go, and we have more chaos. We landed on the big book space, over 500 pages. All right, spin number 5 gave us a big book. And the big book space says read a book with more than 500 pages. If you do not have a book over 500 pages, read the longest book you can. I do have a book that's over 500 pages. And it's a book that I need to read to finally wrap up a series, and that is A Touch of Chaos by Scarlett St. Clair. This is the final book in the Hades and Persephone saga. It's the last one, and I'm just ready to get into this. And of course, I can't tell you what the plot of this one is, but this is a Hades and Persephone retelling in, I guess, a more modern world, kind of similar to ours, in a city called New Athens. And Persephone is living among mortals. She doesn't really, act like a goddess. Her mother Demeter kind of kept her from that side of things and that part of herself. And so Persephone ends up in a bargain with Hades to create slow down, to create life in the underworld. And that is a feat for Persephone because when she touches any kind of nature or anything, it dies. So yeah, that should be fun, right? So I'm interested to see how this story wraps up. And I'm excited that in this final book, we get both Hades and Persephone's POV in one book, and also some other characters. So yeah, this sounds like a good time. Spin number 6. Okay, we got a 3. All right, we got a 3. Cool beans. Spin number 6 is 3 spaces. Okay, this is nice. A little randomized TBR moment. I needed a break. Thank you. Spin number 6 gave us a randomize your TBR space. So instead of randomizing, I just picked one I wanted to read. Simple as that. I felt like I needed that after the chaos that the game brought me. So we will be picking The Talk of Dreams by Simone Sims. And this is a shorty novella that says practical magic meets Romeo and Juliet and the Southern witch romance that unearths magic in the most mundane of places. When ancestral witch Maggie Leprevos finds herself in need of a contractor, she's shocked that the only person applying is Remy Baptiste, the eldest son of her family's oldest enemy. It seems no matter how much bad blood flows between them, their off-the-charts chemistry seems to be written in the stars and ratified in their dreams. And this is a romance with very light urban fantasy and magical realism elements. So I think this will be a fun time. I take any opportunity that I can to read about Black witches. Moving into this last spin, I am nervous. Please don't be a double. 7 is enough. Let's just end there. Be nice to me, please. Please. Okay. We got 4, but it wasn't a double, so that's the last one. And yeah, that was chaotic to say the least. Spin number 7 is 4 spaces, and a TBR vet still can't catch a break. Our final spin left us on the TBR vet space, and that says read a book that has been on your TBR for a very long time. All right, okay, and that would be VenCo by Cherie Dimaline. And this is basically about a girl finds this spoon that has the word Salem on it, and that leads to this underground society called VenCo, where women witches have been meeting up and hiding out as like mommy and me classes or book clubs or whatever. But now that the spoon has been discovered, they are in search of the other 7, I think, to come together and build their power and become an actual force and stop hiding out. And yeah, so the main character and her grandmother have to travel to New Orleans to figure out the pieces that are missing and find the other spoons. And Yeah, I think that's it. I think I did a horrible job at that synopsis, but you know, we move. And because I am who I am, I could not just have this TBR of 7 books. No, your girl's a mood reader, and I need more books to choose from. So here are the Delulu honorable mentions, I'm going to call them, for my October TBR. Because when I say it's a lot of them, it's a lot of them. I want to read everything in October. Like, I don't know what it is, but like every book sounds good in October. So I'm going to run through them kind of quickly. I'm going to give you a little piece, and then we will, you know, wrap it up. But be warned, there are a lot of them. First up, we have Interview with the Vampire by Enright. Like, when else am I going to read this? You know, it just doesn't make sense. I've been needing to get around to this for ages, and now feels like the perfect time because I plan to watch the show after I read the book, and you know, I'm just ready to get into it. So, Interview with the Vampire. We have You Again by Kate Goldbeck. This cover just screams fall to me, and I just need to read it. It's also kind of big, but you know, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. I don't even remember what this is about. When Ari and Josh first met, the wrong kind of sparks fly. They hate each other instantly. A free-spirited, struggling comedian, Ari likes to keep things casual and never sleeps over after hooking up. Josh, a born and bred New Yorker, has ambitious plans to take the culinary world by storm and find the one. They have absolutely nothing in common, except that they happen to be sleeping with the same woman. Wait, that's tea. Ari and Josh never expect their paths to cross again, but years later, as they're both reeling from ego-bruising breakups, a chance encounter leads to a surprising connection, friendship. Turns out spending time with your former nemesis is fun when you're too sad to hate each other and too sad for hate sex. Okay, that's cute. Sounds like it'll be a good time, and I guess that's why it's so big, because it's taking us through a longer period of time. We'll see. And then we have Fall I Want by Lyra Parrish. And this says that broken-hearted billionaire visits Cozy Creek to escape. I never expected to become his fake girlfriend or fall madly in love with him, but here we are. So this is a spicy autumn-inspired small town rom-com with a billionaire who falls first. And yeah, this is going to be fun. This book is in a collection of, it's called the Cozy Creek Collection, and it's a collection of fall rom-coms, and each of them have a different trope, and they are by different authors. So there's something for everybody in this collection if you want to check it out. I, of course, picked this one because I love fake dating. That's my trope. But, you know, there are some for others, so definitely check that out and kind of go through them, see which one tickles your fancy, because I know we're all looking for fall rom-coms right now. And then we have another one of my most anticipated releases of the year that I have just been holding off on because I wanted to read it in October, and that is This Ravenous Fate by Haley Dennings. This is a young adult sapphic black vampire book set in Harlem in the 1920s, and I think it is friends to enemies to lovers. I think that's how that works. But anyway, I am super excited to hear, not to hear, what? To read this and, you know, see what it's about. And then there's this new release, Mistress of Lies by K.M. Enright. And this is also a vampire book. Clearly, I'm in the mood for the vamps this October. It says a villainous heroine finds herself plunged into a seductive world of power, politics, and murder in the court of the Vampire King. In this bloodthirsty debut from an unmissable new voice in fantasy romance, and I just really excited to pick this up. There's some great representation in this book from what I understand. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good time. And then we have Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. And this is like a fantasy mystery romance type situation. It says Emery Blackwood's life changed forever the night her best friend was found dead, and the love of her life, August Salt, was accused of murdering her. Years later, she is doing what her teenage self swore she never would, living a quiet existence on the misty, remote shores of the island and running the family's business, Blackwood's tea shop, herbal tonics, and tea leaf readings. But when the island, rooted in folklore and magic, begins to show signs of strange happenings, Emery knows that something is coming. The morning she wakes to find that every single tree on the island has turned color in a single night, August returns for the first time in 14 years and unearths the past that the town has tried desperately to forget. Sound cool, a little creepy, but yeah. And then we have my September book of the month pick, which was Phantasma by Kaylie Smith. And I have just been hearing really good things about it, and it makes me want to read it. And it says, when Ophelia discovers her mother brutally murdered, there is no time to grieve. She has inherited the family's fearsome magic and enormous debt. Circumstances go from dire to deadly, however, when Ophelia's sister decides to pay off the loan by entering Phantasma, a competition where contestants rarely escape alive and the victor is granted a single wish. Sounds good on it. I know, right? Like, the red and black is jumping out. It's jumping out. I'm gonna have to let y'all see it. Can y'all see it? You can see it. Okay. Yeah. It's jumping out. Then we have How to Fake It with the Fae. It is Bridgerton meets Ill. I'm not gonna say that. So, yeah. This is a grumpy sunshine romantic comedy that features a magical bookshop, a tight-knit family, sisterhood, and lots of laughter. It's also the first in a series of standalone romances. So basically, we get a little Bridgerton. We got a book lover person, and what else do we get? The King of the Fae. Enough for me. Yeah. And then we have The Boyfriend Project by Farrah Rochon. And this is a romance that is about Samaya Brooks, who never thought that she would be that girl, but a live tweet of a horrific date just revealed the painful truth. She's been catfished by a three-timing jerk of a boyfriend. Suddenly, Samaya, along with his two other girlfriends, London and Taylor, have gone viral online. Now the three new besties are making a pact to spend the next 6 months investing in themselves. No men and no dating. For once, Samaya is putting herself first, and that includes finally developing the app she's always dreamed of creating, which is the exact moment she meets the deliciously sexy Daniel Collins at work. What are the chances? But is Daniel really boyfriend material, or is he maybe just a little too good to be true? Sounds messy. Sounds chaotic. You know, I love that. Okay, so these will be me continuing a series and hoping to catch up before the newest release comes out. And that is Six Scorched Roses, which is the 1.5 book that comes after Serpent and the Wings of Night. And from what I hear, this actually has nothing to do with the plot of Serpent and the Wings of Night. It says 6 roses, 6 vials of blood, 6 visits to a vampire who could be her salvation or her damnation. Lilith has been dying since the day she was born, but while she long ago came to terms with her own imminent death, the deaths of everyone she loves is an entirely different matter. As her town slowly withers in the clutches of a mysterious god-cursed illness, she takes matters into her own hands. So yeah, this is just a little novella, and I'm just gonna do what Carissa said and read this before I go into the next book. And that next book is this behemoth of a book, and that is The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. And the way this is heavy, bruh, this book is, this is a brick. This could hurt somebody. Like, my wrist is already straining. But yeah, I can't tell you what this is about. But this is the second book in the Crowns of Nyaxia Nightborn duet, and we're following Aurea, who has been adopted by the Vampire King, and she is the only human in this world. And so he, of course, has trained her how to fight and stuff and how to protect herself. And she is entering this competition called the Kajari, which is basically a fight to the death trials situation where the winner will get like one wish. Dang, that sounds like Phantasma. Anyway, yeah, so this is following the aftermath of the trials, and I'm ready to see what it's gonna be. I gotta set this down, it's too heavy. I don't even, should I? That's dangerous, but I did it anyway. We're almost done, y'all. We're almost done. Promise. We have The Last Word by Taylor Adams, and this is a thriller mystery that says, after posting a negative book review, a woman living in a remote location begins to wonder if the author is a little touchy or very, very dangerous in this post-pounding novel. That's enough. That's all we need to know. And it's also kind of scary because, like, what if this happened for real? Like, what if I left a 1-star review of a book online and then the author decides, yeah, no, I'm gonna find you, and I'm not just gonna find you, I'm gonna do some creepy stuff. Yeah, no thanks, but I still want to read it. And then we have another sequel, another new release, and that is Apprentice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maehrer, and this is the sequel to Assistant to the Villain. And I had to get my hands on this and I had to read it right away because I love that book and I just reread it and I don't want to forget what happens. So yeah, gotta move on. And so in Assistant to the Villain, we have our main character Evie, who needs a job and finds herself working for the villain. And in this world, the villain is like, the villain. It's kind of a fairy tale world, if you will. And of course, she can't tell anybody that she's working for the villain because that's considered treason. But somebody is, somebody is making the villain's work very hard and like sabotaging all the things that he's doing. So Evie teams up with the villain to figure out who is doing it, why it's happening, what's happening, who's behind all of this, because it's somebody who obviously works for the villain. So, it's a little cutie. It's a very cute slow burn romance where like the villain hates everybody but Evie. She's the only one who can make him laugh, can make him like, giggle and be cute. So yeah, it's a fun time. And lastly, we have Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. This book has just been on my shelf for entirely too long, and I just need to pick it up. Like, it's not that long. It sounds pretty, I don't know if I want to say cute, but it sounds cool. Mara never wanted to be a hero. As the shy, convent-raised third-born daughter, she escaped the traditional fate of princesses, to be married away for the sake of an uncaring throne. But her sister wasn't so fortunate, and after years of silence, Mara is done watching her suffer at the hands of a powerful and abusive prince. Seeking help for her rescue mission, Mara is offered the tool she needs only if she can complete 3 seemingly impossible tasks: build a dog of bones, sew a cloak of nettles, and capture moonlight in a jar. But as is the way in tales of princes and witches, doing the impossible is only the beginning. Hero or not, and now joined by a disgraced ex-knight, a reluctant fairy godmother, and an enigmatic grave witch and her foul familiar, Mara might finally have the courage to save her sister and topple a throne. This sounds like it could be fun and very weird and all the things that I like. So I'm really excited and hopeful that I actually picked this up this month. But as you can see with this stack, not to mention the ones that I don't own, we're going to have a time in February. Like, we're going to be doing some reading, apparently, hopefully. Like, I would hate to make a TBR this big to only read like 2 books, but we're not even going to speak that. We're going to speak good things. We're going to speak me working my way through the stack and having a just great, fun, cozy, spooky time. And on that note, I would like to thank you for sticking with me through this very chaotic video. If you have read any of these books, please let me know what you thought of them down in the comments. And I don't know what else to say. How do I end the video? I would like to thank all of my new subscribers. I see you. Thank you so much. Y'all are the sweetest. And also thank everyone who I don't know when to end the video. Oh my god. Anyway, I hope you have the best day that you possibly can. And clearly I'm tired of talking because I'm struggling. So yeah, thanks, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.